Diaz, the rebel of Stockton, the complete story of a UFC legend. Stockton, California, a city where toughness is forged in the fires of hardship. Known for its rough streets, high crime rates, and a community that's learned to survive against all odds. It's here, in this hard-knock environment, that Nathan Donald Diaz was born on April 16, 1985. From the very beginning, Nate's life was shaped by the realities of Stockton. Raised alongside his older brother Nick Diaz, who himself would become a UFC legend. Nate grew up in a working-class family where discipline and defiance walked hand in hand. Their father, Orlando Diaz, a former professional boxer, introduced them early to the world of combat sports. But fighting was never just a sport in the Diaz household. It was a way of life, a means to channel anger, frustration, and survival. Stockton's streets were unforgiving. Economic hardships and social struggles were the backdrop of Nate's childhood. The city had a reputation, and Nate wore that reputation like a badge of honor. He wasn't the kid who fit into the system. Instead, he challenged authority and expectations from an early age. School was difficult, distractions plentiful, but the martial arts gave Nate a focus, a purpose. In 2004, Nate took his first professional MMA fight. It was the start of a journey that would see him rise from the gritty underground fight circuits to the bright lights of the UFC. Nate's fighting style was raw and relentless, a unique blend of precise boxing, exceptional cardio, and some of the best Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills in the game. What made Nate stand out wasn't just his skill set, but his mentality. An unyielding refusal to quit, to back down, no matter the odds. The UFC recognized his potential, and Nate made his debut there, quickly gaining a reputation as a fighter who brought intensity and heart. But Nate wasn't just a fighter in the cage. He was a showman outside of it. His brash, unapologetic personality, his famous post-fight interviews, and his refusal to conform made him a fan favorite and a thorn in the side of the UFC establishment. One of the biggest chapters in Nate Diaz's career came with his legendary rivalry against Conor McGregor. In March 2016, Nate stepped in on short notice to replace an injured fighter against the brash Irish superstar. What happened next shocked the MMA world. Nate submitted McGregor with a slick rear naked choke in the second round, stunning millions and instantly etching his name in UFC history. But the story didn't end there. The demand for a rematch was huge, and at UFC 202 in August 2016, the two clashed in one of the most brutal and memorable fights in MMA history. The bout went the full 5 rounds, an intense back-and-forth battle with both fighters exchanging blows, won by a narrow majority decision. Nate's performance elevated him to legendary status, not just as a fighter, but as a symbol of toughness and resilience. Beyond the cage, Nate Diaz is a complex figure. He's a skateboarder, a musician, and a cultural icon who embraces his rebellious roots. His love for Stockton is unwavering. Despite fame and fortune, he remains deeply connected to his hometown, often speaking about the struggles of growing up there and the importance of staying true to oneself. Nate's lifestyle and personality have also been a big part of his brand. Known for his candidness and no-nonsense attitude, he's never been one to sugarcoat things or play the traditional athlete role. This authenticity has earned him a massive and loyal fan base who see him as more than just a fighter, as a voice for those who feel marginalized or misunderstood. His journey hasn't been without controversy. Nate has clashed with the UFC multiple times over contracts and pay, famously walking away from the organization in protest at times. He's been fined and suspended for various incidents, but these moments only added to his persona as a fighter who stands up for his principles. Nate Diaz's story is not just about wins and losses. It's about survival, identity, and legacy. It's about a kid from Stockton who refused to be defined by his environment, who fought through pain, setbacks, and criticism to carve out a unique place in MMA history. His fights are battles not just against opponents, but against adversity itself. Today, Nate Diaz remains a revered figure in MMA, respected by fans, feared by opponents, and celebrated for his heart and authenticity. His legacy is a testament to the power of grit, passion, and staying true to who you are, no matter the cost. For millions around the world, Nate Diaz isn't just a fighter. He's a symbol, a rebel with a cause, a warrior forged in the fires of Stockton streets, and a legend who redefined what it means to fight with heart.